Remember this video. Hmm. Come back to this video. So this is Sunday. This is Sunday 1 a.m. in New York. In Toronto the same thing. In Chicago it's, it's midnight. And LA is still 22 p.m. Still Saturday. Uh so then Madrid it's 7 a.m. Uh, almost just 1 hour behind. And in Norway it's 7 a.m. as well. In London 6 a.m. Yeah. Berlin should be 7 a.m. Okay. Mm, so maybe we can put London for today. So we can at least cover two pairs. Yesterday we did AUD card. We can do NZD USD and USD card. Then we can call it a session. When we meet the second time, we do this one. These two. Then the last session, you can do this one and then maybe try to add more. Okay. So anyway, this is NZD USD. First of all, you can see this pair since the whole week we were trying to sell. We're trying to sell this pair. If I can kind of rewind my all weekly move. So this is what we had in the weekly time frame last week. And so upon seeing this, I was expecting to sell because if you can clearly see, we are very much bearish, being this our higher high and this our higher low. Okay. So upon seeing that we are bearish, this means that we took over this bullish move. You can see where price was bullish up to the same level, but the only difference is now price shifted. You can see this is at the same point. This was the bullish high, and then you can see how were we bullish. This was our higher low, if you can see, and this was our high. You see, so before we had this bearish move, we were looking for buys at this point here. We're looking for buys at this level or at that level, okay, or even at this same level here. And you can see that price just ended up shifting and disregarding this, disrespecting this level and this same one. Though it reacted a bit at this level, still didn't do anything. So we now went bearish, you see. So since we went bearish, we were now looking for sales at our OG level we had, which was this one, okay? But you can see price failed to respect it. Price broke above, right? And if price breaks above the level and goes to the next OG level and as well breaks above, what do we do then? If it breaks above this level and goes to this other OG level here. So it's the same. If this was the 4-hour time frame, you can see this is the break and this is where we expect to sell. and price breaks, and this is where we expect to sell. Price breaks, we simply wait for price to break below again, right? And then give us that pullback, and hopefully in the daily time uh if we will get a now we get a retest and then a sell. But in this case, you can see the kind of pullback we had was a very strong engulfing candle. This was aggressive. So this meant that price will only give us a pullback and then continue selling. That was the analysis for that other week, if you remember. And we were looking for sales at that same zone here. And this was our analysis. And then what price ended up doing was it closed with this kind of indecision candle. So upon seeing this, said that price will continue still going down. Why? Because it still engulfed this. So if we switched on the daily time frame, you see that this is how the price was looking. So then we just had to give this as our new OG level, and this even made more sense because we were now looking at a very clean sell the moment price breaks below this zone here and retest. If you can clearly see this was a very clean sell. So we even said this is more clean and than before, and now I'll just waiting for price to break below this zone here so I can be sure that the daily time frame is willing to sell because of the way it had this double bottom here. There was a double bottom. You can see this double bottom. So I wanted to see if price will hold. And the only way it should hold, it can hold these prices by taking out this um, um, point. Because the moment price takes out this point, it shows to me that the double bottom is invalid, right? And if we play, you can see how price ended up doing. It didn't break above, you see? It failed to break above the double bottom, but below the double bottom. And what price ended up doing was it created another double bottom at this level by breaking above this zone, you see? So again, this changed with me also waiting that I wait for price to come and break below this double bottom still, you see? So if I go back to the candlestick charts, you can see this is what we got on Wednesday, right? And then price ended up just breaking above, you see? So after breaking above, what happened was uh, price was bearish on the daily time frame. If you can see, we were looking for sales on the weekly time frame because we are bearish based of this price action, right? And even the daily, you can see this is where we almost got the shift. Though the daily, you have to extend it at some point here. Okay, but still there's no difference. But when we went bearish, you can see that when price was retesting, price had to go bullish at this point here. So you can clearly see price went a bit bullish at this point by taking out this higher low. This is just market structure that happened within the weekly being bearish, right? So you can see went a bit bullish and we kept on making higher highs, higher lows. So we were bullish not until price took out this higher low, you see? But and or went and made a new higher high. So we were bullish until this point here when we extended our bullish momentum because price ended up making a new higher high and a new higher low. So the bullish move updated, you see? So we are bullish up to this zone again. And at this point, the weekly is bearish, so we are just waiting for the weekly to go. The weekly is we're waiting for the daily to go bullish, bearish because it's retested the interest zone, which is this one here. So now, interestingly, the daily higher low gets taken out by this. From this highest point, we have a new lower low, which is this point, and even price continue making that point, and you can see from that level we get no break below. So price remains bearish, and you can see price remained bearish. So now, after price remained bearish, you can see this is when now this sale started, for me waiting for price to retest this level here. And if you remember, this was our first scenario, was us waiting for price to come back here and show us it's holding. And even though price showed us it was holding, we remember seeing the 4 hour wasn't clean, so we didn't take the buy that the sale at this week, during this week. So when we closed at this level here on Friday, here at this point here, when we closed at this point, we said to ourselves, okay, since the 4 hour is already bearish, let us just wait for price to break below here. So at once price closes below here, the 4 hour will make a new lower low, and will even go more bearish at this point, you see. So at once we go bearish, you'll see. So at once we make a new lower low, we'll just wait for price to retest and catch a sell at this level here. You see? So at once price comes back here, then we'll catch a level, we'll catch a sell around this zone here. You see, knowing that if price breaks above here, the daily will go bullish, meaning we can only catch a sell at this level. That was the whole idea. But you can see how price has ended up uh, breaking above, going the opposite direction. And it now, since it didn't break below, price was still bearish, and then price went bullish. So now price is bullish. If you can see at this point, we had price taking out this lower high. You can see. So now price is bullish, and this is where we are. But the weekly is bearish. So since the weekly is bearish, the only way is for me to sell is to wait for price to take out this lower higher low here. Okay, that's the only way I can sell. Just this right here should tell you that this trade is no longer valid for this week. We can maybe keep it for next week to see if we'll get that shift, because the daily is now bullish and the weekly is bearish, so it's now going against our trade. And this is how the weekly closed. You can see that the weekly also had a very strong bullish close, and it's almost targeting you can see it's almost aiming for uh our weekly lower high. So this is a very bad spot to sell from. So what would be nice is maybe if we can get what did I do? Maybe if we can get a price breaking below here. You see, a price bearish engulfing candle. Then we can maybe concentrate on sales. But as for now, this trade where it is, I can't really do anything because it's even clear and near to my higher low. Because if price just breaks above this level, we'll now be looking for buys starting from this precious point here. Let me show you. If price breaks above, uh, if price breaks above this higher high next week, this whole thing will change, and it will change up to this level, and then we'll have a new higher high, a new bullish move like that, you see. And when we have that bullish move, this will be our higher low and this will be our higher high, and our Our entry will start from this level here. You see? And now we'll be looking for buys at this point here, going up. Just upon seeing that the daily, once the daily closes with the weekly closes with the bullish level breaking above this one here, then we can use, this is the analysis we'll have for the other coming weeks. Okay? But for now we are still bearish, so we can't really make these uh decisions. All we have to do is wait for price to come back at this level and then we can sell. So I think that's it for this pair. And if you can see clearly in the forward time frame, the price really had no shift. You can see price shifted not even one bit. It was just in a bullish momentum. Um, let's see. You can see where did we? You can see from here, price was bearish, and when we are looking for sales, where were we looking for sales? Uh, you can see this is where we wanted to sell from. Here, and you can see if I was bearish at this point, from this level to this zone here. Um, we are bearish from that level. That zone. So, the only level we could sell from is this point or this level here where we had the break, the last low before we led to the new lower low. So remember when price came back at this point, I was telling you guys that I it looks clean, but I don't like the fact that the 4 hour low high is way far at this point, meaning price has more room to even come back at this zone and give us a retest before it sells. So that's why you saw I was hesitating because I didn't like the structure, even though price was at my OG level. So I like this structure that formed at this point, but if I just wanted price to retest it like it did, then maybe break below, then we can see our way forward, but we didn't get that either. So we avoided a lot of stop outs and price ended up buying. So after that we we can say this pair needs a bit of work, uh, especially this same upcoming week. So we can maybe can look at it next week and see how price will close for this. So this one will stay here. It's going nowhere. Then we have I think I also analyzed this one. Then we have USD cards. This is a very nice pair as well. Mm, one of the smoothest pairs once you just get your direction right. As you can see how price moves. It's very smooth and clean. Mm. So now let's see what price is has installed for us. Mm, 'Cause, 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 'cause Try to remove this. If you look at the weekly time frame, price is bullish. This is the bullish move. You don't need to go even way back. You can see this clearly. Price shifted once price broke above this mm, lower low, lower low, and lower high here. You can see this is where we got the shift from. You can see this clearly. So upon getting the shift, price is bullish on the weekly time frame, and mm, and you can see that price came back at this level, then rejected this entry point, and closed with a very strong engulfing. So for me, that was a very good signal to sell, to buy. Mm, Even though this retest was below my OG level, but you can see that the weekly had to close engulf, had to engulf the previous bearish push. So this gave me confidence that price will continue pushing up, and it did. So now in this case, the weekly closed with the bearish, what's this indecision candle? Mm, and as you can see, we are above this OG level. You can see how many touches this price has. You can see how many times it has respected this level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, it's a very significant level. If one can do, increase it to this point. Yeah, but this level you can see there's a lot of touches, right? So the weekly wants to buy, even though we had a very bad weekly close, but still want to buy. So let's see if the daily can satisfy our buy. So upon seeing that weekly close, the next thing we can also see is that the daily, interestingly, is also bullish. The daily is also bullish from this point. You can see from this point to it was bullish from this point. It made a new, then price made a new high. So we updated our movement, our we updated our higher high and higher low here. You can see this is where price made a new higher high, and then price ended up making another higher high at that level. You can see, and this became our new higher low here. You see, and this was our higher high. And so, interestingly, what happened was price. You can see the previous the higher high that we had was this one. Then price decided to break above again, and the first higher high you can see was this one here. But price kept on updating the move. So as price was updating the move, so we were also updating our higher high, higher low, where we see it was fitting. Where we see it is fitting, we have to update to. You can see it was fitting at this point. We updated. It was fitting at that point, so we updated. You can see if I use the line chart, you see this clearly. You can see that these are angles, these are lines where you can see price reacted. So you can see from here, price at that push, and then at that pull, then at that push, and again at that pull, then at that push. Then now price broke below. So once price broke below, it changed everything. Okay, because now we moved from being bearish to from being bullish to being bearish at this point. You see? So now since we're bearish and we are looking for buys once price is at this level, we have two things that we should wait for. We should wait for price to shift once it's at this level. Meaning we won't just be waiting for the daily to hold, but we'll be waiting for the daily to continue selling, and we expect the daily to continue making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then maybe shift at this level. Then we can buy based off the retest on the 4 hour and entry like that. You see. So this is what we need the daily time frame to do for us. Okay, this is the whole concept. Now the question is, do you think this can, if this shift took 5 days straight, how many days do you think it would take for us to have a daily shift? It's roughly about the same days, 5 or 4 days, you see? Because for first it has to give you that lower low and that lower high, and then you have to wait for that break to shift, that break above the lower high. So this should also tell you that this pair is not ready for this week, but will stay for next week, you see? So just like that, we've determined if we can concentrate on this pair this week or not. Because one thing we don't want to be doing is to trade based off a B setup where the weekly and the 4 hour is in line, but the daily is different in a different direction. No, I prefer the daily and the weekly in the same direction. Then I'm just waiting for the 4 hour to respect the level. Okay. So for now, you can see that NZD USD will remain here, and because we expect a shift at this point, and the uh, daily time frame, and I hope you guys learned something. The reason why you've seen me pulling these box and rectangular shapes is because of what I was teaching you, so you can try to be familiar with the shifts and all that and the OG levels. So that when we have a nice lesson on Monday, you won't be lost. Uh then so these two get cleared out. Maybe we should also try to consider this one. But the difference with AUD card and USD card is, even though I'm waiting for a retest here, price will still be bullish because price will be respecting this daily. You see, the daily is still bullish. So anything that happens within this level is still fine. All we have to do is wait for price to come back at this point. Okay. uh, Given that long as we don't break above this point, because once the daily breaks above this, then our daily high will change, and daily high low will change. So then our daily structure will be at this level, meaning we can't wait for price to come back here, because when price comes back here, the daily will go bearish. So it will now be a thing of waiting for price to retest at this level. Then you buy, but that's not part of our plan. So our plan is price coming back at this level here, and then we can buy from this level here. Uh, uh then if you look at the weekly time frame, uh, this is very fine. This is very fine, but just the only thing that I don't like about this pair is because not because I don't like it, but what I don't like about this uh analysis is because uh, let me try to clear out this so you can see it clear. You can see that we want the daily to retest at this point, right? Yeah, you can see that Want the daily to retest at this point, which is fine. Uh, then I can maybe also pull out the 4 hour time frame. You can also see that since when we get the retest, the 4 hour time frame will be at this point here. Will be bearish, you can see, because it will take out this higher low. You see, so we'll also be waiting for the 4 hour time frame to retest. But when it will be retesting, it will be bearish, so we will need a shift and then a buy, you see. So this is the thing we're supposed to have on a Monday, clear and clean, you can see, but price just didn't do it. Okay. And the only thing why I don't like this pair is because you've seen it had this retest and it had this shift, even though the shift was way, way, way far. It left this engulfing can head and shoulder pattern here, meaning that price might only retest up to this level and continue buying. That's just all I can tell you guys because I know you. That's the only advice I can take. Because look, we wanted price to retest back to this zone, right? And it did. But when it did, you can see this is the retest and this was the shift. So once it broke above, it didn't give us an entry at this level here, right? So since price didn't give us an entry at this level, price left this head and shoulder pattern here, okay? So since price left an head and shoulder pattern here, inverted head and shoulder pattern, price only wants to come back at this level and give you an entry and it will buy from this one. So this means that the daily will only have a weak pullback up to this level and continue buying. You see? Because the retest happened, it's just that it didn't happen at our OG level. You see? uh, so that's the only bad part of this pair. But if price comes back at this level, this is still fine. You can still buy. So I've not yet decided if I can put this into this week. I want to see how these other three pairs are looking. If nothing is making sense here, we might pick this one, but if one is making sense, we might just let this one remain. Or choose either picking Euro card or NZD AUD card because both are buying either way. So but you see why I would rather choose Eurocard. You can see that there is no structure where price you'd expect price to buy more. The only way you can expect price to buy more is if the weekly candle, the 4 hour candle has this strong bullish push, then this might signal that price will buy and won't come back. But if you look at Euro AUD card, you can see that this is a very strong level where price can buy from here. Okay. Because price came back at the level and shifted. It's just that what happened here was supposed to happen around at this level here. Okay, that's the only trade-off. This was supposed to happen here, all this move, but we didn't get that. So that's the only bad part, but everything about this is fine. So that's why I'm saying there's a higher chance price might only respect this level and continue buying. Okay. So we'll see how the price will just align with itself, then we can make sense out of the pairs. Uh so right now we only have these that we expect to do something. Uh and yeah, so we'll see. But what's making me also have confidence that AUD card might retest is because of this NZD card might have this very strong drop up to this level. So maybe this drop can also lead to Euro card retesting and AUD card retesting fully. But now we'll see. Then we'll see how we'll decide on these pairs. But for now, that's it, guys, and thank you for watching. Mhm. Welcome back, guys. So, this is another session when we can. So now let's try to discuss this in deep, deep meaning. Yeah. We said when we meet, we'll try to go through AUD, JPY, and USD, JPY. Then later in the last session, we can do AUD and ZD, then figure out the ones so that when we meet around 10 p.m., uh, we can now decide which ones will go through the next week, this week session. So first we have AUD. First we'll start with the monthly as usual, so we can see how the monthly closed. So now interestingly, the monthly had a very strong bullish close. Mm, since we have a very bullish close, you can see that since 2006, price has never been this high before. That's the first thing you should know. It's 2006, 2007, right there, November 2007. Price has never been this high before. See? So, this is the monthly time frame though. And when we look at the monthly time frame, the level where we should be able to expect a retest for us to buy more is this level, right? At this level. But you can clearly see for price to come back at this zone, this would take another extra, maybe even the whole year, if price really wants to retest this level here. Yeah, because since January, price has just been bullish. Can tell you from January, we've been bullish. In fact, from 2025 May, price was just making high highs, 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 high highs. And now you can see where we are, but we are also at the all-time high. Price just filled these weeks. You can see price just filled out this week. So, if we want to buy this really, we'll be buying at the all-time high, which is a very risky point to buy in the monthly time frame. Okay. Uh, anyway, now if you see the weekly time frame, the same thing is also happening. You can see at the weekly time frame, just at its push right there, price went bullish at this level here. We just made the new high. We've been bullish, by the way. This was our high low, high low. Maybe yeah, you can consider this as our high. You see? That's fine. So if we now use my box, you can see price has been bullish, so I'll just continue with the whole thing. If we try to get this bullish push, up to that level. You can see price made the new uh was bullish till this zone here. Since price was bullish, uh price made the new uh higher low, higher high. So now we need price to, and then price made the new break. So meaning it gave us a new higher high and a new higher low at this point. So now price is bullish based off this push here. Okay. So the moment price breaks below this, we are going to be bearish. The moment price breaks below this level here, we'll be bearish. And we can look for sales all the way up to this zone. Right? That's the moment we get that price shift. Right. So now let's also go in the daily time frame. We're looking for buys. By the way, the weekly is bullish, okay? Now the daily time frame. The interesting part is wow, price made this high on the daily time frame. Price shifted. You can see this was the last higher low. This was the last higher high. And then price made the new lower low by taking out this higher low. So price dropped all the way to this zone here. And you can see since then price has not broken either below or above. So you see, uh the daily is bearish on the daily on this pair. Even though the weekly is bullish, but the weekly bullish thing is determined only within this box here. Okay? But when the daily closes below this zone, you see what happens is when the daily closes below this zone, we'll still be we'll be bearish, and the weekly will also be bearish, and then this will sell up to this level I'll show you now. Okay. Uh but that's if the price sells and breaks below here, okay. But that would mean that I'm going against the trend if I can start hoping for price in the daily time frame to the weekly time frame to break to sell when it hasn't really been shifted. Okay. So now, since the weekly is bullish, one buys, the daily is bearish, so really I can't do anything for now. So what I want to see is I want to see price making a higher high by breaking above this lower high here. Okay. So that once I get that higher high, now all I have to do is wait for price to retest this level here. This level here. Because this is where I have how many touches? One, two, three touches here. Okay. So now that I have these three touches, you can see that the daily will be bullish, and we'll just wait for price to come back here. Okay. But again, when the daily goes bullish, funny thing is our bearish structure will end at this point, and our daily movement will start from this zone, and our stop loss will be around this. Our higher low will be at this level here. So this is the weekly bullish trend. You can see prices. This is the weekly lower, higher low, and weekly higher high. But when the daily breaks above this current higher lower high, price will then shift from going bearish to bullish. And when it shifts, you can see when it shifts, even if it breaks above this level, the only level where I can buy from is when price is at this level, because this is where I have the most touches, not these 2 points. Okay. And if you can notice, if I also try to give this the color we are trading, you can also see for the bullish move that price will not only have that break, but price also have that double bottom you saw in NZD USD. You can see. So this might happen. So then we wait for price to come back. Then we can sell. Uh, so this means that we would want price to give us a daily push at this point, and then we would buy. Then the 4 hour time frame, you can see that the 4 hour time frame for it's even already shifted. You can see, 4 hours already shifted. You can see the shift that's going on at this level. You have 4 hour being bearish, and then the 4 hour. Okay, since you already know what's going on, let me just try to do this. Right, this is the daily. This is the daily what? This is the daily berry structure, and this is the weekly structure. Don't forget, this is the weekly structure point. This one here. Let me just change the color to uh blue. Maybe this one. Um, see, no, you won't see it. Okay, let's try gray. Yeah, this one in gray is the weekly structure point. So if price breaks below this and the weekly goes bearish, this is the daily structure we'll have when price becomes bullish, because this is our lowest point on the daily structure before we get this break, meaning this will be my daily higher low, and this will be my daily higher high here. So this might even increase up to this level, or even just that slightest break, I always tell you about. But uh, the more important thing is when price will be back at this zone, will be very close to our OG level. You can see we'll be very close to our daily level. And that's the second thing, will be very close to our second level, our OG level, apart from price being at its all-time high. The other thing is we'll be very close to our OG level, and that makes everything risky, because price then has a very high chance of breaking above. You see what I'm saying? So let me just remove this since you understand the position and the level where I'll be trading from. So this is where we can look for initial buys around this level. This is where we have 1, 2, 3 touches. And this is the weekly structure point. This one. Uh, this is the weekly structure. Once we break below this, we are bearish. And this is the daily structure, which we will have when price takes out this lower high. Yeah. But for now, this lower high is very, so we are waiting for price to break above this level. Even the tiniest break, the tiniest bullish break at this point will be enough for us to consider this shift valid. Okay, so that when we get that, now we can focus on our entry at that level, at this level. But the bad part is, once we'll be buying when price is almost shifting. But again, it's the only point where we can buy from, if you think of it. And if we use the 4 hour time frame now, you can see that also Since you guys now know what I'm trying to say, there's no need of putting the weekly. Let me just show you. This is the weekly higher low for price. That is for price is bullish. The weekly higher low. Can move the weight. Weekly higher. Oh, so this is the red. The red line is daily lower. Okay, this one here. So it has to take out this table for has to consider this price. And if it takes it out, that's when this will be a valid daily high low. This one here, okay? Because that's the whole idea we are looking for. We want price to break above this level. So now you can see the good part of the 4-hour time frame is that price is already bullish. As you can see, it shifted from being bearish at this level. You can see this was the high low, high high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and price shifted and made a new uh, give us a retest. Okay, and price has broken above, made a new high high. So it's only right that price comes back here and gives us that engulfing to then buy. Okay. But before it comes back here, price should first end bullish on the daily time frame. If we get this retest before price before, let me show you something interesting. If this comes back and the daily decides to retest this level on Monday, decides to do something like this, get this daily break, which gives us the 4-hour retest and the engulfing. That's fine, but it will still be bearish, and this means that even the daily high low might now even potential daily high low might increase, because if whenever we get that bullish break, maybe something like that, and then something like that, when we get something, when we get a price action that's in this line, and then price breaks above, this will mean that price, let's see if we don't get that break. First we get the retest on Monday, price comes back here and the daily closes bearish, and then price finally breaks above the daily low high. This means that this will now increase. My higher low will be at this point and my higher high will be at that point. Now this also means that I can't sell at this level, because I'll be selling at I'll be buying from my higher low point, you see. So and if you also look to this side on the daily time frame, there is nothing I can use to buy from. So then that means that this trade is gone. So I only have one option. If we open Monday, price should give me a bullish structure open like that, then I will participate in the trade. But if the Monday or Tuesday, or Monday or any other day, I get any structure point, even maybe not even at this retest zone, maybe just right around. Let me use the daily time frame so you can see this clearly. Okay. So what I'm saying to you is, you've seen this is the daily time frame. If price breaks, this will be my potential higher low, right? This is my potential higher low, and this will be my potential high high once we get the break, okay? But now imagine from maybe tomorrow, Monday, we get a bearish retest, a bearish close, and then price ends up buying, you see? So when price ends up buying, my higher low will change from this level because I have a new last lowest point before the break. So meaning this will be my new higher low and my high will be in this way. Okay. So if my high is in this way, where can I buy? I can't buy at this point because there's no OG level. And when price comes back at this level, the daily will go bearish. Okay, because it will take out this higher low. And if it goes bearish, I have to start waiting for price to shift, then I can buy. You see? So it's only right that I only have one scenario, okay? Is that when price opens tomorrow, I only get a bullish push. And that same bullish push leads to the break of the daily lower high here. If we can get that push, then fine, this trade might work out when price comes back here. But the moment we get a daily bearish candle, any bearish daily candle that any bearish candle that does something like this, trust me, whenever we get that bullish push, and then we get that bullish push, uh, it will be a different case. Because now we'll be forced to change our high low to this point here. You see, so that's the only bad part. We only have one way to trade. Two, we're trading at the all-time high. Three, prices near our OG level, our higher low once we get the break. So that's the analysis for this pair. And first we'll keep it just where it is for now because AUD JPY and USD JPY, they are both JPY pairs. So let's see which one makes more sense. I don't know. USD JPY. If you look at USD JPY, price is let's use the weekly time frame. Price is bearish. No, price is bullish on the weekly time frame. Yep. Uh, so what I was saying is this is a higher low and this is our higher high, as you can clearly see, right? So since we have this structure in our hands now, uh, remember we have one OG level which is around this level where I was expecting to buy from. See? Uh, and then price ended up not coming back to this level. Let's use the monthly candle. So I like what the monthly candle did. The monthly candle had this nice break, and such breaks are very nice. They give you a sign that price is very much bullish. So you can see that the monthly is bullish because it took out this high. This is the monthly higher low. This is the monthly high. You see how these things reduce? Uh, then either way, the monthly has been bullish because this is the monthly. Main higher high, higher low, and this is the monthly higher high. And price hasn't broken above neither of the two. So its M is this one here. And then you can see how the monthly has closed bullish. And even if it's the all-time high, we have a target which is this zone here. That's one thing I like about this. If you look at AD JPY, there's nothing we are aiming for. Price has never been this high. USD JPY, price has been this high before, and we are aiming for this zone here. Okay, so now since you guys understand what we are aiming for, now let's switch to a weekly time frame. The weekly time frame, our high low is this one, and our high high is right here. Okay, and we wanted price to, it's the same thing. If this was the 4 hour time frame, price broke, you'd want price to retest this level because this is your previous point where you want to buy from, but it goes below, and since it goes below, you want it to break above, and price breaks above with a sharp bullish engulfing. That's why I told you that when you get the bullish engulfing, it's hard for aggressive bullish engulfing. It's hard for price to retest, and price never retested, and price ended up making another higher high. So from here, we expect price to just have a smooth push to this zone 160. Um, so mm, if we now switch to daily time frame, since we already know we are bullish, we'll just do this, and we can move this or move. So you see, this is the all week move. But if you see on the daily time frame, you can see how much price had struggled trying to buy, making high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, low, low, uh, then high, high, nothing, 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 lower low, lower high, lower low, high high, high high, high. Yes. So for it is now expect high high, right? So this is the difference between these two. This is the daily and this is the weekly, but they're all going the same direction, by the way. So you can see how these things differ. Now imagine if this is the weekly and this is the daily time frame, and this is the daily time frame. How do you think the 1 hour or 30 minutes will be if this is the daily and this is the weekly? Okay. Worse. So the main trade was, since we got the shift at this daily point here, um, around this level, we were waiting for price to come back at this point, and then it can retest to give us our entry we want. But price never, we never did what we wanted. And price kept on buying. And since price kept on buying, we just kept on adapting. This is where in the I remember in the 4 hour time frame, I remember telling you guys that if you've noticed this structure point we are having here at this point, we had something like this. I just can't remember how I do that, but something, yeah, we had something like this, yeah. And I remember telling you guys that this price, once price breaks above this level and we test it, we are gone. So you can see price retested and price bought. So here now, price, what it wants to do is just to keep on buying because there is no reason of it going below since it already failed to retest. And so that's what happened. And then the daily continued making higher highs and higher lows. So as of now, the daily is bullish with this same regard here. This is our higher low and this is our high high. So the moment the daily closes below this level, price is back bearish. Same with AUDJPY, price is bullish on the day. Price is bearish at the daily time frame, but we want price to give us a daily push that makes this daily level back to being bullish at this level. Because if we don't get that, the daily, this trade will be invalid. So you can also see that all these trades, all these AD pairs I'm buying where price is very close to its lower high, high low. But the good part for ADJPY is I have something to refer to. I have a previous high to refer to compared to ADJPY. And so when price retested back, when price retested back at this level, you can see let's now use the 4. I think here we can use the 4 time frame. You can see that price retested and price showed us that price at the break, a retest, and it showed us it's holding on the daily time frame. And whenever you see this kind of pair, this kind of indecision at an OG level, this means the price is most likely to make a correction. Why? How do I know? Look at this here, your left. Look at this candlestick. It's the same with this one. And what did price have before? An engulfing, right? An engulfing. And what was price doing before? Buying. And even here, it's buying. You see? And what was the other previous candle? It was an engulfing candle. And what's the other previous candle? An engulfing candle. What happened? It also made the new drop with two candles after, right? This is two candles after. And even here, two bearish candles, bullish candles after. You see? So what makes you think this price won't do the same at this point, which is continue buying? You see? So that's how you predict the future of these pairs. I'm telling you, it works. But people are just so scared. They think to eat their money. But if you look at this, you can see prices at its retest zone. It gave us a break, a retest, showed us it's holding. Let's just try to look at this. Try to look at this structure at this point. Yeah, you can see that price gave us. So then we are here. Yeah. So here you can see that price gave us a retest, a break, a retest, right? Also price gave us a break, a retest, right? And then decision candle, you can see this type of candlestick we're having. Even here, price give us uh, a decision candle. So since it's an indecision candle, we we now expect price to what? To have a push because the engulfing candle has been rejected. Same with this one, the engulfing retest candle was rejected by an indecision candle. You can see. But once people regarded that and price later on bought, you see. So even this one, it will buy. There's a higher chance our Monday candle might be a buy, and a Tuesday candle or Tuesday candle might also be a buy until price reaches this zone here. Okay? Because this is what happened at this point. Once you see the indecision at your retest, there's a sign price wants to break and change course. Okay? So this is what happens. But you can see it's having this long week pullback, right? So this long week pullback, let me explain to you what will cause this long week pullback you're seeing here. The reason you're having this long week pullback is if you look at the 4-hour time frame, after analyzing your your daily, now we are almost concluding the the pair when we reach this stage. Okay. So if you can clearly see, it's almost the same structure. You see what's happening here? Price is having a head and shoulder pattern, right? Even though price has given us an indecision, it's having a head and shoulder pattern, right? So what you wait for is price to shift as it did and retest and then buy. You see? Simple. Look at what's going on here. Price is also bullish, having a head and shoulder pattern. Price is price was bullish at this point. Why do I keep on using this thing? Okay, give me a second. Price was bullish, you can see, making high highs, higher lows. Then price shifted, and now price is bearish, right? Right. Okay. So since price is bearish on the weekly time frame, you can see that let's try to delete this. You can see that we're very much bearish, as this being our higher high and this being our higher low, right? And price hasn't broken below. But if I can try to draw this back to this one here, you can see it's almost the same level where price is having this kind of drawdown, you see? In fact, I think it's normal this way. You can see even here, price was bearish at this nice pullback. So you can see price just repeating the same structure. So now we are bearish, right? On the 4-hour time frame. And I want to buy on the higher time frames. And this is my high low, right? So this is my high low, meaning price can't go below this or else my daily structure will finish, right? So I told you the daily might give us what? Might give us a weak pullback before it closes with this kind of before it gives me this daily bullish close, right? So for me to have this weak pullback, this means that I'm expecting the forward to do what? To go bearish again. So it can have a very nice shift at my OG level. Then I can wait for the buy, you see? And that buy is the one that's going to have what? That's going to give me that bullish push, right? Either today or tomorrow. Okay, because let's say you see this happen today, a bearish, a bearish push. This might even maybe be a daily bearish close, but guaranteed you have that bullish close that will give you that shift you're looking for. So at once we get that shift in the daily time, the 4-hour time frame, price will be ready to buy, not only on the daily, but also on the 4-hour time frame. And now we can proceed with entering this buy and knowing that we have this weak pullback that occurred here. If you can see, if you can pay attention to this candlestick, this one here, there is a weak pullback. So that's the one that will also occur to give us the weekly, the 4-hour retest we need and the 4-hour engulfing we need, right? Because if the 4-hour from here gives me a bearish close like this and another bearish close like this, you see, then my 4-hour will now change because this was my 4-hour lower low, but now my 4-hour will change for this being my new 4-hour structure, right? Meaning I'll only be able to buy once the 4-hour takes out this higher lower, this 4-hour higher lower high, sorry, because this becomes my lower high now on the weekly on the 4-hour time frame. So that once price takes out this, then I will know that price is now ready to sell. Okay, no, it will be at this point if we get a bearish close, you see. So that I will now be ready to buy from this level. You see, meaning in short, meaning the daily can give us something like this. The 4 can give us something like this. This for you guys. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And when I get this, the higher low and the higher high will change. This is my higher lower high. This is my lower low. Meaning my new lower high will be at this point. And this will be my new uh this will be my new lower low, because the 4-hour will make a new lower high and new lower low, taking out this previous lower low and this previous lower high. If you can see this structure, you see, that's the main key. So now if I have this push, this means that I just have to wait for the time, the day, the bullish, the 4-hour will go bullish by taking out this uh lower high here. So that when I get that, my only interest is now waiting for a retest and an engulfing. And then this pair is ready to buy. Okay? Meaning marking the same drawing I'm showing you. If this is what happens, then price does something like this. This will be my new lower high. And this will be my new lower low. But this will be my new high high when we get the break. And this will be my retest and the engulfing. And then we can catch our buys at this point. You see? We can put our stop right below this if we want to be safe, and our take profit right above this level here. Okay, or if we want, we can put our stop right below this level and our take profit right below here. Okay, so this is what I need. So just like that, AUD can remain. At least a USD JPY has a lot of chances that we can make use of, and we have somewhere to target. You see, we have somewhere to target where we can exit from. AUD JPY, there is nothing I will target, because once price breaks above here, once price breaks above here, there is no trade I can take at this point that can give me my risk to reward ratio. Because this is the only high price has reached before, meaning I should expect price to break and start trading on levels price has never reached for it to give me my take profit, and that's very risky. So uh, we'll see what happens. But right now, the one in favor is USD JPY. Then the next time we meet, we'll do AUDNZD. Then we can now decide which one we had today, which ones we had here, and which one we will here. So thank you guys for watching. Welcome back, guys. So this is a very nice afternoon, evening. So this is 7 p.m. and I said we'll go through the last pair, and this was supposed to be at 5 p.m., but I delayed because I had something important to do. But nevertheless, you still get your video as promised. And by the way, it's just one pair. So it's just one pair. So you can clearly see that this is the weekly time frame, and we are going to sell this pair because we can see clearly what has happened. That price closed with a very strong monthly bearish close, and when we get this kind of pullback, we just wait for price to retest at this level, then to sell. Uh, Now, if you look at the weekly time frame, it's also the same thing. We are having price shifting at this level here, almost right around here, but this is the actual point. So what does this imply as? This implies simply that price is bearish, and this is the whole structure here, right there, and this is the whole structure, and this means that we are set on the weekly time frame. We just need price to come back at this level, and so we can sell. And if you look at the daily time frame, you can see it's also around the same level. It's just that we might increase it a bit there because this is our higher lower high and this is our lower low. So we are looking for sales in this zone, and you can see the point that does the most touches is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if we want, we can drag this at this point here so it can touch all levels just to make everything clear. Okay. So the only thing that is left here is just to wait for price on the daily time frame to give us that retest at this point. This is the only analysis we have. And once we are at that level, then we can look for another, we can just look for a a bearish engulfing or a bearish uh signal. And once this happens, you already know in the 4-hour time frame what will happen. I've already explained to you guys multiple times. When you see such things, it's obviously in the 4-hour time frame you'll get that shift. And this is the all bullish setup that we need. So this should already tell you that this pair will be ready next week, because for price to move at this level and retest here and give you an entry with this kind of volume we experienced last week, you can see this pair will need some days, maybe 3 or 4 days, okay, just to come back at this level. And who knows, there might even be a chance that the market might even have another extra bearish close, making this even worse, because once we have another bearish daily close at this level, this even becomes worse because now we are waiting for price to start pushing all the way up till that zone here. You see? Mm, so this is still fine, and this will just show you that this pair will be something we can trade next week, but not this week. Definitely, it can't be this week because due to this type of push, trust me, you'll see it. Even if the Monday can have a very strong bullish close and engulf in this level, trust me, it won't be ready to go the same way. Price has to respect this level more. Okay. Mm, Even here, you can see it is almost the same thing. Since we are saying price at a very strong higher higher low, higher high, then that break. So for price to we are waiting for price to retest here. Right. And then sell. Okay. But if you can try to take this and flip it, you can see that what happened here is the same thing. Price at this break, you see? And for price to retest back at this level, you can see how much price even had to go bullish. You can see how much price, how many days it took for price to come back at this level. It took almost 6 days for price to just retest this level and then buy. You see, unless if this wasn't very far away from our OG level, we can expect a very quick retest. And also you can look at this weekly time frame. This would show you and tell you a lot of signs that price will need more than this week to just fully retest this level. Yes, it might have a pullback and even sell more, but if you look at this daily time frame, you can see that price needs to come back at this level here and give you that. Even if you are to put price at this zone here, price needs to come back fully at this level and show you that it's holding. Okay. And based off this strong bearish momentum, you expect price to give you at least another same with this structure point here. You can clearly see when you see a strong bullish momentum, expect price to take some days to come back because of there's liquidity and there's volume in that bullish trend. You see, same with this bullish close. You see how many days price took to come back. And what's worse with this one, price was making long bearish candles, you can see. So this symbolizes that price wants to come back at this level. That's for sure, and it's certain, but it will need more than this week to just do what it wants. And if it does that this week, that's still fine. That's still okay. We won't feel sad or feel left out. It's just fine. But as you can see, this is then the OG level is quite big. You can see it's quite big because it should be this one and also that one there, you see. So we need price to give us a lot of confirmation, not just on the 4 hour time frame or on the daily time frame, but and you can also see on the 4 hour time frame that price, look at how price pushed. Price needs to come back at this level and give you a total reasonable uh way of making you sell. So for me, this is where I think is the best level to catch my sales here. And if price can't come back there, then we won't do anything. Okay. If one can even try to push it a bit up so it can match, because this is the last lowest point before price made the high. So price is most likely to come back at this level here. And if you see on the daily time frame, it's also making sense. So this what this price is showing us is we need price to come back here and then we can buy, right? So we need AUD card to buy. And yes, we need AUD to buy. And yes, AUD pairs might buy, but still they need, in this case, you can see that NZD is very much bullish. Same with this NZD pair. You can see price at a very strong momentum. And what I'm looking for is price to come back at this level. And even though I'm looking for the price to come back at this level, the chances of me getting this retest this week and buy is slim because of this kind of volume. Same with this AUD NZD, you can see it's the same thing. Its price also broke and price is also planning to retest. If I can do this for you, and let me, if you look at NZD USD, you see NZD card becomes AUD card, and let me show you something. If we were to flip this, uh, I really don't know how I'll get this. Okay. If we were to flip this in this way, you can clearly see that this becomes AUD card, you can see, because we just need price to come back at this level and then we can sell, right? But if we were to go back to AUD NZD, you can see that we need price to retest back at this level and then we can buy. You see, and this was AUD card, but I flipped it, you see. So this shows that I need more than a week for price just to retest back to this level. With this kind of strong break it had. You see? Uh so now unless if the Monday open decides to just close with a very strong bearish retest back to this level like that. And that also would also be inconveniencing, you see. So we need at least a week so we can get that nice retest we are looking for and price showing us it's ready to sell here and then it's ready to buy and then we can catch our buys, you see. Mm, so this is what I need, but this is a very clean trade. Mm, the one question is which one makes sense, okay? So in Eurocard, it changes. We are also willing to sell, but one price to come back at this level. But if you remember, back then we wanted to buy, but I flipped it so you guys can see it in a different perspective. You see, so price is also ready to sell. Price just needs to come back at this level, then we can sell. Euro GPP. You see, price can buy. But we just need to see what price to give us a daily bullish engulfing. You see, once we get that, then price will buy. Or when price comes back at this level, and then we get the bullish engulfing. You can see that also here price wants to buy, right? USD CHF, you can see also that price wants to buy based off this break. So we just need price to come back at this level and then buy. Because you can also see we are having this nice double top here. You see? So what I've just basically done is I've switched instead of USD CHF, this is CHF USD. You see? It's the same thing, but we've just flipped it where the USD is on the other side, you see. So instead of looking for buy sales, we are now looking for buys. So that you guys, it just helps with you to see if your analysis is making sense. If you can get the same analysis when you when you invert the direction, then you're right about that analysis, you see. So even a NZD card, you can see if this was card NZD, I would be waiting for price to come back at this level and catch my sale. You see? Because even the forward time frame makes sense that price should retest back at this level here and then give me something interesting to buy from. Okay? So USD CHF also in the forward time frame can see that this is a very nice spot to buy. If this was CHF card, CHF USD, you see? We're just waiting for a retest here. Euro GBP can also see that this is a very nice spot to buy from. Let me just delete this for now and delete this level because price is not there. You can see that it's a very nice level to buy. We just need price to break above so that we can have a shift at this level. And if we were to do this, you can clearly see that this is a bearish flag. This is a bearish flag. Let me do this so you guys can see it. Mm. Let's go into full screen. Uh, uh, it's a bullish flag. You can see one problem is you can see that price is having this kind of momentum. You see, this is a bullish flag when price is inverting and then price breaks. You can see it's also the same thing as this level here. Just taking long to load. But yeah, it's taking long to load. Uh, I'm gonna make this. Okay, so you see when you get this kind of you get this kind of push and price is in this way, price is most likely to break above and buy. But if price was in this way and then we get a flag in this direction, then price is most likely to uh we get the direct flag in that direction, then price is most likely to break below and sell. Okay, so that's how it goes. So in this case, you can see that we are having the one that points below, and when you get this one, it's a sign that price wants to break above and then it will buy. The moment price just breaks above this level, my friend, we are going crazy for buys. And even if it doesn't do at this point, I have an advantage because already I'm trading this pair based off it being in the middle. So in this case, we can do something interesting. We will use two OG levels this time so that even if price decides to come back at this level, I'll still be interested in this buy. I'll just wait for that shift and then we can go with the buys. Okay? So that's the advantage we have with this pair is because price is at this level in between. So I just need to see where the daily will hold and I can buy. Okay. Mm, the USD Euro card you can see uh at the same thing. Price has broken above. We just need price to come back here and then we can sell. So now this is the other one I was analyzing with you, USD JPY. So you can see that it's making sense as well. You can see that the daily time frame is bearish based off this analysis we made. And this was my analysis if at all the okay, let's explain that later. What did I do? Okay, so this is my daily time frame. Mm, let me just put you guys on game. Uh, where did I see that? Okay. Notice this horizontal flag. Okay. Notice this horizontal flag and notice this down sloping pendant this one. Okay. If you notice this down sloping pendant and notice this horizontal entry flag, and you can see what has happened here. I just hope you guys can see it. Okay. So you can clearly see that this what has clearly happened here is this horizontal flag or this down sloping pendant, whichever looks clean in your eyes. So you see, this is where we are. And this means we can sell, even though I don't use these patterns, I'm just showing you why I'm selling so that you can see that it's selling because price is bearish on the daily time frame, for it has taken out this um higher high, higher low. And instead of retesting back to this level here, price has ended up breaking below this OG level. So this means we are on for sales like that, you see? So since we are now looking for sales and the daily is holding, we switch to the 4-hour time frame, right? And you can see that the 4-hour time frame has clearly retested my OG level. Think you guys can see it. Let me just push this here. You can see that the 4-hour as was bearish and now we are bullish. So 4 hours is making higher highs and higher lows. So we are now at this level. So in the 4-hour time frame, we can only sell once price breaks below this level here. Since we're at the OG level in the daily time frame, this is the tricky part now. We can only sell once price breaks below this level, because we are bullish in the 4-hour time frame, even though we are bearish on the weekly time frame, and we're also bearish on the week and the daily time frame. You see, when I flip this, then you now understand why I'm doing the opposite. I just want you to understand it. If I was to switch this from being USD JPY for it now being JPY USD, because if you can understand, if you know how you know your analysis is correct, is if you flip it and it still makes sense to you, then you're going in the right direction. Because sometimes you find yourself, you analyze a pair, but when you flip it, you can't really still get the point. Because if it makes more sense for you to sell, even when the pair was turned around, it will still make sense for you to buy. Okay, so that's the whole concept I'm trying to give you. So now in this place, you can see this is our lower high and this is our lower low. And the only way we can sell is if price breaks below here as we've learned, right? Okay. And mind you, we can't go above this level because once price breaks above this level, the daily is bullish, meaning this trade is now gone to waste. So we should make sure even when we're getting our retest, it's within the OG level, which you guys can see here. Okay, let me just try to make it black. It's within this black OG level. You can see. Let me just try to increase it to 3. Okay, you see this 3 line this black OG level, right? So meaning first of all, my sale should happen within this black OG level, at least near the break, not above this line. It should be near the break or outside or just below, right below this OG level. So what I'm saying is the sale should occur right around this level or after the break or just near before the break here, not once price is above this level. Okay, or when price is above is just broke, or or maybe price let's say price makes a high, then it gives us a shift, then an entry happens at this level. I can't sell from this level. I want to be selling when price is 50% 50% going down, I'll be selling, and 50% going up, I'll be buying. That's how I can make it make sense to you in a easier, understandable way. Oh, what they do? Okay, so in this case, you can see that my you can see in this case that my goal has changed. I want to buy this. I want to sell this, right? And it should be within this level. And I need my 4-hour to go bearish. But that can't happen because if it goes bearish, then this means that my entry will be not at my OG level. So meaning I can't participate in the trade. So now, what is my hope in this trade? My hope is for price to what? To make a new higher high by Monday opening with a very strong bullish 4 hour open. So that once I make that high, price will now even go more bullish, and I have to update my bullish structure. Okay, from that level to price starting for uh at that zone and making that high. You see, so now I'm already in the selling zone. You see, when we get that bullish structure, when we get this bullish structure I'm talking about, uh I've just made it red so that you can identify the colors nicely. So when we make that, then I'll see that we are bullish, so that immediately I get that break below and the retest and the engulfing, I will now be selling at least near my OG level and where price just broke, or at least at this level, and I'll take my sell and put my stop around this 4 hour high, or the 4 hour bearish engulfing, knowing that once price fails and once price breaks above this level, when I place my entry and goes above this level, then I was wrong and the 4 hour will continue going bullish, making it even break above this level. You see? So that's the catch, you see. So in this case, we need price to make a new high, and then we can get that retest, uh, and that so we can have that sale and hope and can capitalize off this trade. You see. So now, since uh I've now analyzed all this, let me invert this. Okay, so now we've inverted the pair, and let's do one simple step. So now that I've inverted this pair, you see, when I'm looking for buys, I need price to go below and then price to come and break what? To come and break above. The same thing, it's just now different. You see? So this is what I wanted you guys to see, so that you should know that even when I invert, I will still be right, and you guys also be right. And that will keep us moving in the same direction. So in this case, I think I can now remove this yellow thing, since you guys know what we want, and maybe I can leave that box. So we can add this one on this weekly, on this week, attention. AUD, NZD. So now that I've put it back in the same perspective, you can now see that it's the same direction. I'm still looking for price to come back at this level, and then I can sell. You see? So even when I've put that euro card, you can see I'm still waiting for price to come back at this level. Then I can buy GBP USD. You can see instead of the, so now you see that time I was showing you the horizontal pendant, right? So now if we go back at this with these flags and nothing, you can see that what price has made is what does price made first? Which one did I use on this one? Uh, I can't get an example. But yeah, let me just use the way the flags work. The way the flags work is you've seen this. The flag, yes, this is a bull flag, very bullish flag, and this is a bearish flag. But the only thing that matters in every direction is just this thing in between. Okay? Just this thing in between is the only thing that matters. Not if price is coming is in a bearish trend or it's in a bullish. The only thing that matters is in between. So that once when price breaks below here, you sell. When price breaks above, you buy. But if you look at this, most of the time when it wants to sell, the flag is in this ascending order. When it wants to buy, the flag is in its descending order. So in this case, you can see price wants to buy, wants to sell. Why? Because price is in this ascending order. You can see this is its ascending order. So once price makes this, and price can continue maybe even making higher highs and higher lows, and then price can shift at that level, and then shift at that level, and then we can sell. That can happen, or price can just simply shift and give us an entry, and then we can sell. You see, because it's in an ascending order, this order. Same with this order. You see, this is the ascending order for a bearish flag. It's in this order. Then once you get the break, you can now enter your trade. So same with this one. This is the flag we are dealing with, and we we'll see how it will react, and we'll just continue on increasing this. But this is not even my analysis. This is just to show you. This is just an extra confirmation. But I'll just keep it so you guys can learn a few things, because you never know. Maybe you might need to use it in the future. Like I'm just using it right now, though I don't use it. But I learned it maybe just when we started this journey of trading. Okay. Um, then USD you can see I need price to just simply come back at this zone and give me the retest I need, and then we can sell NZD USD. So now I can choose between NZD USD or AUD NZD, because these are going the same direction and they have the same structure and the same analysis. Every single one of them, every single one of them has the same structure. Okay. But the reason why I'll just choose NZD card is because you can see the OG level was price reacting at it multiple times compared to AUD NZD. Price has never been to this level and it only has two rejections. So I think I'll hold my breaks for this pair. I always hold this pair, but one day I'll catch a trade. But I always just, for some reason, I always don't take the trades in this pair. I also wanted to buy AUD just like just the same way as uh USD but the thing is when if I got the break and price went bullish on the daily time frame, my daily high low will be here, you see, and my entry is at this level, and you can see how close this is first of all, and the second I'll be buying at my all-time high, you see, and that just killed me. And if you look at USD even if the higher low is closer to my trade here, you can see uh there's a bit of there's a bit of structure. And what happened here is the same thing that's happening at this level. You can see price also at this higher head and shoulder. You can see if you can just try to open your eyes, you can clearly see that this is also the head and shoulder, right around the same level and the same thing. We just need price to sell below and come and disrespect this OG level and show us it's buying. Then you'll see how this trade will buy. This will be a very long buy and a very profitable one actually. You can just put your stop around that level and your buy at this point here. You see? But this time I'm not putting around this level because this has costed me once. I'll just come out once price is at this level here. But this is a very nice buy. And so in the next time we meet, we'll see if we can. Okay, since we failed to add NZD card, uh again I can't add AUD card because it's still the same thing as NZD card. So and we'll see if and this is a USD card. Uh so we'll see how price will react to these pairs next week. But when we meet at 10 p.m., that's when we'll make the final decisions of which pairs will go with the flow of this week or others will come in. But for now, this is what we have. And I was thinking on adding this pair, ZAR USD, but we'll decide on it when we come back because this is the one we'll be analyzing. Okay, so we can think if either we can add it or no. So that's it for now. Uh, Welcome back, guys. So let's just conclude and pick the pairs that we'll be looking now for. So in this case, we'll be trading NZD card, USD CHF, Euro GPP, Euro card, and USD JPY. I wanted to add gold as well. We wanted to add gold. We already have 5 pairs. And the daily I didn't break above, so uh I don't really know if we can add this one. I don't really know if we can add this one. We'll see how the monthly closed. Uh, no, still, I think these 5 are fine. It's fine. We'll just speculate it and see if we can maybe trade it another time. But so that's it for this week. That's it for the pairs. Then we'll see how they react to our trades to the market this week. So yeah.